we've hiked the mist trail and now we're sitting at this lake. I'm going to quickly show my sandwich. Tzatziki or tzatziki, hummus, cooked peppers, cheese, lettuce. It's very good. The bread's gone a bit soggy, but it is very, very nice. Okay, we have done quite a lot today. We're heading back to the car and then we're going to go and check into our Airbnb. This is so pretty. I've taken so many photos. Okay, I'm filming a video here because I don't want to sit on the lovely clean bed with all of my Yosemite sweaty gross clothes, but we've been up since about 4 a.m. Went to Yosemite, which was about a 2-hour drive to get there. Did loads in the park. We did the mist trail at a very ridiculously early time in the morning. That was so pretty. There were rainbows everywhere. Actually, it wasn't very busy because we got there so early and we went and sat at this absolutely gorgeous lake. Honestly, Yosemite is like, I've seen clips of it all over TikTok and it was so pretty online, and then I went and it was like 10 times more gorgeous. Obviously the park got really, really hot when we were there. Kind of about 2 o'clock, I was genuinely baking. We found a really nice stream in the meadow, dipped our feet in that, and now we are here in the most incredible Airbnb. I don't even know how we found this. It was £75 each for a night, which is a bit higher than our usual kind of budget, but there was nowhere else in Yosemite that was anywhere near as cheap. They were all about £200 a night, and it's absolutely incredible. We're only here for one night and it's only 20 minutes outside of the park, but it's a singular freestanding lodge. The bed is gorgeous. It's surrounded by chickens and other little lodges, and then it's got a breakfast and a diner and a pizza place. I could not have found anything more incredible, and the best part is all of our hotels that we've stayed in up until now, if you've watched the previous video, you'll see they weren't exactly glamorous, put it. They were all quite gross and quite run down. So this feels like I've just won the lottery. This is honestly insane. Haven't shut up about it, but I feel disgusting. I feel as though I've been sweating all day, which I have. But my Apple Watch did say that we burnt off 1,190 calories, which was kind of insane. I was obviously working overtime. But for tonight, we prepped ahead of time when we went to a couple farmers markets like a little while back. So we've got rice, like curry, pre-made, chickpeas, and Aaron's got some chicken. So we're just going to cook that, double up on the rice, and use that for our lunch tomorrow, because we're going to go back into Yosemite for the day and then that'll be us done. We're going to stay somewhere else tomorrow, but I just wanted to hop on here and show you how incredible it is. Ignore my super frizzy hair. This is so funny because if you're not English, this probably won't mean anything to you. They have tea pigs tea in this lodge. Now, I have not been able to find any kind of English breakfast tea that easily, and if I have, it's been like really, really cheap stuff. But this is such a good tea, so I am making myself a cup to truly appreciate where I am. Okay, just fall over then. I'm absolutely dying, but the view is making it worth it. I only need to get a little bit further. Oh my god. It is super windy. Right, hi everyone. It's been quite a few days since I hopped on here and actually sat down and kind of gave you guys a bit of like an update on where we are in the trip. There is a bit of a backstory to that. So a couple of days ago, Aaron got a notification on his bank saying that a bar that we had visited towards the beginning of the trip basically had taken out quite a lot of money on days that we hadn't been there. Very stressful situation. So we actually ended up driving all the way back to San Jose. It wasn't a huge detour because our plan for that day was to go to San Francisco to watch a baseball game, which we did end up doing. And San Jose is only about an hour and a half away from San Francisco, so it wasn't ridiculous, but obviously it was like just added stress, stuff that we hadn't really prepared for. To get all that sorted, we did watch the baseball game, which was a very cool experience. And obviously we got back to the hotel that night very late. We stayed just outside of San Francisco, and then the next day, which I can't even work out what the date was, all the days and dates have just blurred into one on this trip. But the next day we drove all the way up the coast, and I don't think we thought it was going to take quite as long as it did because we were genuinely driving for about 6 hours. Really pretty. It was along the coast. There were loads of stop off points. We had a coffee at a really nice spot. But from then on out, it was a lot of like really winding roads, and it was like full on 90-degree turns in the car. I get really travel sick. I did try and edit some of the YouTube video on my iPad, and it was just awful. It was genuinely about 2 hours of that, and because you had trees either side, it actually started to get to a point where you get really dizzy from all the driving, so we had to pull over quite a few times. It was pretty, but it was a really long drive that day, and it was just very tiring. But we checked into our hotel, we managed to clean our clothes, all our clothes are clean. And then today's been a bit of a kind of filler day as well. We watched the football, which ended up running for like ages and ages, and then it was driving, and then all of the places. We're staying in a place called Redwood, which is literally the most bog standard American town that you can get. There is nothing really open now. We got here quite late as well, so we had to go to an Olive Garden, which actually ended up being really good, and we could take the leftovers, so we have food for tomorrow. But anyway, I was just sitting there thinking, oh my god, I haven't like explained any of this. So apologies that the last kind of few days were just complete filler episodes. None of them were very interesting for the YouTube. So I thought, right, okay, I'll just snip them out and explain it all to you guys later. But the plan for tomorrow, which is way more exciting, as you guys will probably be looking forward to, we are going to another national park called Crater Lake. It's about 2 hours away, so we will have to get up quite early again, sort of similar to Yosemite. I don't think the park is going to be anywhere near as busy as Yosemite or Yellowstone or any of the bigger parks, but it looks really pretty, so we would like to get there kind of early, do some walking, and we stay there. Kind of similar to Yosemite as well. On all the national parks that we do, we're going to try and book one night either in the park or just outside, so that we can effectively have 2 days. Now it's getting a lot more woodlands, and there's like Bigfoot signs everywhere, which is really cool, so it makes it feel very very different and a nice change up for the trip. Whew. But anyway, it's already about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'm getting really tired, but I would really like to book another hotel tonight just to get it off my mind. And also we're going up near Seattle soon, so I know that the hotels are going to start getting expensive. Hopefully that has kind of covered everything that you've seen, because they weren't the most exciting clips. Okay, we've checked into our hotel. The room is a bit messy because we've kind of unpacked everything, but the hotel's really nice. It's like all kind of wooden. It's way prettier than some of the motels we've stayed in, and it's right on the river, which is really nice again. Very warm from Crater Lake, which was sunny. But we haven't had lunch yet, so we're going to walk down to the river, have some lunch, have a sit. I don't think you can swim in it, but we're going to do that and then have a bit of a chill tonight, because we don't normally get the opportunity to do that. And we were up really late last night because we had a long drive and we booked some hotels. So yeah. Hi everyone, it's the next morning. I've just washed my hair, and the one thing that I can't get over in the States is obviously that their plug sockets have a different voltage to us, so my hairdryer just doesn't work out here, so I have to let it air dry. So apologies if it looks a bit scruffy. Just thought I would quickly hop on and show you, because I've been collecting stickers whilst we've been going around the States. When I get back, my aim is to buy a massive like push pin map, and then you can use the string to do your route, but I wanted to get some collectibles to put along the route. So we have this badge from Big Sur, which is California 1. That's the highway that we've been going on. This cow from Oakdale, that was the cowboy town. I don't actually remember where this is from. This one from Yosemite. I really like this one. They had so many there obviously, but this was my favorite. And yesterday from Crater Lake, you can't even see. This one from Crater Lake is quite small, which is nice because it needs to fit on the map. This huge one from San Luis Obispo. So I've got quite a few, which is good. I'm building up my collection so that when we have the map, I can put them all on there, add the little route. But I would also like to get a few more souvenirs because I don't just want stickers. But everything's been quite expensive here. As for today, we actually allowed ourselves to have a little bit of a lie-in today because we don't normally get the opportunity. We went to bed at like 9:30 last night. We watched Night at the Museum and then just fell straight asleep. And because the bed is so comfy, I think I had maybe one of the best night's sleeps of my life. Slept in until about 8 o'clock, which I know isn't a lie-in, but on road trip terms it is. We're gonna head off now to a place called Florence, which is where we're spending the night. We're basically getting back on the coast and going all the way up the Oregon coast. So again, today's gonna be a bit more of a filler day, just driving, stopping off. There's a really nice cafe that I want to stop off at, and then if we have time when we get to Florence, we might try and do sandboarding, like snowboarding but on the sand dunes. I'm a bit nervous for that purely because I'm not the impulsive adventurous type, so I think I'd look like a bit of a fool doing it, but I think it's always fun and Aaron really wants to do it. Yeah, so just thought I'd hop on and give you guys a bit of an update as to where we are. I'm still kind of waking up at this point, so I think we really need to get a coffee soon. Yeah, all good. And then we need to go food shopping at some point because our next 2 hotels starting from tomorrow night are Airbnbs and we have our own kitchen, so we have the opportunity to actually cook some food for ourselves, which will be really nice. Okay, I didn't have a chance to film this morning because we were in a bit of a rush and we needed to get out of the apartment or wherever we were staying, but we are going to the Carver Cafe. We have quite a jam-packed day today, there's a lot going on, but it's the cafe that is in Twilight. This is obviously something that I really want to do. I don't think Aaron is that fussed about a cafe from Twilight, but I'm very excited for it. We're going to go there, then we're going to go and watch the England game, and then Aaron is doing bungee jumping. So today is quite busy. I'm going to try and film as much of it as I can, but just clarifying. I know the lighting is nothing special here, it's very dark, but we're in our Airbnb now. I have some time now to just sit down and explain why I feel a little bit stressed. Well, I don't know if it's stress, I feel a bit strange. I've made myself a chai tea so I can kind of calm down a bit. Essentially, the last few days that we've been doing this trip have just been a lot of driving. There's not an awful lot on the Oregon coast. It's a lot of small towns with it's very pretty scenery, but there's not tons to do, so we thought, okay, we might as well put in some miles, drive a lot of it, so that we can spend more time doing like the national parks in Washington, near Seattle. Aaron's on his phone, hopefully you can hear me, which is great, but obviously the driving's been intense and quite a lot, and stuff has just kind of gone wrong on the way. So take today for an example. We woke up, we went to Carver Cafe, which is obviously where Twilight is filmed. I was really excited for this, and we got there, it was completely jam-packed, so you couldn't sit in, which was fine. We were planning on getting a takeaway coffee, but I forgot that they only drink black coffee like everywhere in America, which is fine. I would drink black coffee, but I have milk in my coffee and they only have creamer, which I have tried and I personally think it's absolutely disgusting. So I was like, okay, I won't have a coffee. And I asked the lady It was probably me reading into it, but I didn't feel there was very much hospitality. Like, I literally felt like everyone looked at me as if I was an alien, which is quite a running thing in the States. People seem to just look at me as if I'm like from like another planet. I don't know, I haven't found the hospitality to be very good here. Anyway, so there was that. Obviously England lost. If you haven't known, I was very upset. Aaron felt absolutely dreadful. A very disappointing game, which is sad. And then he had booked bungee jumping, so we literally drive like an hour and a half to go bungee jumping. Basically, I wasn't going to do it, I was petrified. But we drive an hour and a half and we get there and it's not on, it's shut for the day. We meet the owner and he basically says that he couldn't reach us because our number is UK. So we didn't know about that. So we drove an hour and a half completely in the wrong direction for no reason. Then we had to drive 2 hours to get to our Airbnb. And then finally we get to our Airbnb and we order Olive Garden for the purpose of it being like we can get tomorrow's dinner, kind of. We would just basically save half of our meal. And the lady messed up our order and we got the order wrong. So now we only had enough food for tonight. So we spent more money than we needed to. So it's all been very stressful. I don't actually think things by themselves are that big of a deal, like Olive Garden messing up the bungee jumping. None of that's a big deal in and of itself, but it all happening on one day is just so overwhelming. I've been stressing too because I haven't been able to go to the gym because I'm obviously here. So like my upper body muscles are going and like I'm very conscious of all the calories and like all the American food, but I'm trying to not let that ruin my trip. I'm talking a lot. I seem to have like verbal diarrhea on this trip. There's just so much that I can think about. Anyway, I've finally caught you guys up to the loop. I'm sorry if that wasn't very interesting. I feel like it feels like I'm on FaceTime with you right now. But tomorrow we only have an hour and a half to drive to our next location. So we have all day to just chill. I think we're actually going to take the time and appreciate the fact that we're in such a lovely Airbnb and actually have a bit of a lie-in, and then stop off at a few places. There's a really nice farmers market that we're going to try and go to tomorrow morning, and a lake swimming spot, and then we can just chill and hopefully have a bit more of a relaxing day. Honestly, today wasn't even bad. It was just a combination of a whole bunch of different things that were completely out of our control. But anyway, there's my chatty bit for this video, and hopefully I haven't bored you all to death. I'm gonna have a chill, play some Heyday on the bed, and get a good night's sleep. Of course it gets sunny as soon as we get in the car. That's always what would happen. Hold on to your hotel key, your bedroom, baby. We sleepwalking in Hollywood. Just woke up. Yesterday we did a whole load of hotel booking. It took us like 3 hours, and again, whenever we book hotels it's quite a stressful process because most of them are like nearly always booked up, and it's just obviously a case of finding the cheapest one. We did manage to find quite a few, which was good, and we were actually looking for about a week's time over at Yellowstone because that gets really, really expensive. I didn't really film anything else. And obviously it was raining, so there wasn't very much today, so we just stayed in our little cabin and chilled. We don't have any major plans today because the drive isn't very long. It's quite a short drive, and we're effectively going from where we are now round the bottom of Seattle so that we can come up, go to Mount Rainier, and then go to Seattle, if that makes sense. I didn't explain that very well. After tomorrow we have everything planned. Our day is going to be a lot busier again. It's just this front bit of Washington and bits of Oregon are generally quite a lot of just trees and small towns, so there's not tons and tons that you can do. Anyway, enough of that because my brain is not working today. House tour. We're in this tiny little house. Okay, we've checked into our tiny home. It's a little bit different to what we expected. It's got an outside bathroom. Well, technically it's got an outside toilet and then a shared outside shower, so we need to get used to that. The house itself is really cute. It's quite old looking, and it's got an upstairs, but I haven't been up here yet. It's quite, these stairs are quite steep. I mean, it's very cool, but God, you're gonna want to hope you don't roll out of bed too much. Although I've never stayed anywhere like this, so this should be pretty awesome. Because they have a sauna and there isn't a lot to do where we are, we're basically staying here just because it's the closest. In a cabin. We're only staying here because it's the closest place to Mount Rainier, where we're going tomorrow. So we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's not really an awful lot to do. We can't get up and go and wander around a town. So because they have a sauna, we're going to go and take full advantage and give that a go, which I'm actually really looking forward to. So we'll see how that goes. Whew, that was fun, but no way could I bring my phone in there because it would have exploded or something. No milk in my tea, but that's it. Okay, same as the last video. I'm currently editing it right now. I've literally only started. I've been so far behind, it's crazy. And I'm editing the Yosemite clips, and I can't believe I'm 6 minutes in and I'm only like 2 days into that bit of the trip. My iPad cannot handle so many clips, so I think I'm gonna have to... Ew, is that a sweat stain? No, it's the lighting, oh my god. My iPad cannot handle too many clips and it's gonna genuinely explode again. So I think I'm gonna have to stop the video here and kind of do the same thing as the start of this video, film going to the national park starting from the next vlog. I wasn't really planning on doing it like this. I haven't even attempted to edit any of these clips yet, and I'm looking at it and I think this vlog is going to be so long. Not that that's a bad thing, it's just I don't know how my iPad can handle all of it. But hope you enjoyed the vlog. Then the next vlog will be me going to Mount Rainier.